Hi guys. Okay, so I am on my final X Team skill requirement kind of video discussion. I am Christie, owner of Cheer Factor All Stars, and we are prepping for our 20th and most spectacular season yet. And today I'm going to talk about Mini X skill requirements. Now, Cheer Factor is a fairly large program, and we often have multiple mini teams. We sometimes have prep teams, elite level 1 teams, and last year we introduced a mini 2 as an elite team as well. And it was super exciting and a lot of fun. And we want to bring that team back, and we would like that team to be a staple in our program for multiple reasons. One of the main ones is to kind of get pushing harder skills at a younger age to develop confidence and the ability to perform when things are really hard. I've talked for years, if you've been here for a while, about how important I think it is to stay on the younger end of teams as long as you can. So you get the opportunity to be the new kid and the beginner, and get the opportunity to be the oldest and the leader and the best. My daughter and a lot of other kids were on minis until they aged off. And I do think that's important. I just think our whole gym has stepped it up in skill level, and we have kids that are now like on year 6 and they're mini still. So we love having the opportunity to offer a mini 2 as another way for these kids to grow while still staying at that younger age category. So mini X is going to be mini 2. They won't let us go mini 3, 4, 5, or 6, guys. Sorry. Okay. So mini 2 is where it kind of taps out before it goes into the youth. If you're starting cheer fairly young, the younger is always the better. There's a lot of times that these kids get skills and back handsprings and stuff at that mini age. What we're looking for on a team like Mini X, it's not just back handsprings. I will tell you that there's a lot of kids that are on mini 1 that also have back handsprings. When my daughter was on mini 1, she had a round of handspring tuck. A few of her BFFs on minis had round of handspring fulls, and they were still on mini 1. Why we're doing mini 2 is for the tumbling, but also for the stunting, and also for the difficulty and the teamwork element that it takes. It is very hard to train stunting at this age group. So having them have to train in a very disciplined environment, having them experience falling at comps, I mean, God forbid, okay? But having them fail a few times at this young age develops a bit of self-confidence, self-esteem, and teamwork that will help them progress further as they get older. So, you say it's about the tumbling or whatever, it's about the whole package, and it's about bringing it up a notch to see who can handle it. Not to say who can't, but who can't yet. And the ones that can do it sooner typically can kind of progress a little bit faster. So that's what we're talking about with Mini X. We use the word preferred, we don't use the word mandatory, but I will tell you that a lot of these skills are what a lot of these kids have and what we're going to be looking for in order to make Mini X as opposed to a mini prep team or mini 1. So first off, preferred standing tumbling, okay? The preferred standing tumbling is going to be a back walkover, back handspring. We're going to put out a bunch of videos on what that skill is. If you don't know, athletes are going to be, working on their timing and all that as far as that's concerned, but a back walkover back handspring is preferred, as is a back walkover switch leg back handspring. We want to see these kids perform this to the best of their ability. The next bonus skill, all right, we're getting fancy, is the Valdez back handspring. Again, we're going to have videos if you don't know what that skill is. And for the most part, if you're on a level, if you're doing level 1, you've learned what a Valdez is. And if you can do back handspring, it's about connecting it. Running tumbling, it's going to be the round off 2 back handspring, and then the bonus running is going to be a front walkover round off back handspring. Those are the skills that we're looking at as far as tumbling is concerned. Now, again, athletes may try out and make the team with all these skills and still not have these skills performed in the routine. We are training these kids in the more serious, more competitive kind of way, and in order to get these kids on the floor for competition, they've got to be able to perform it with no drivers removed. So I can pretty much guarantee you there are going to be some athletes that work their little tails off, and this is on purpose, to get these skills and still will not perform them in the routine yet. Again, that's part of development, part of learning, getting the numbers on, getting the technique up. So there's a method to this madness, and it includes that. Yes, we want them to be able to do these skills, but we might not ask them to do them in the routine. All right, so I want to be clear with that. And then stunting. These are minis. We might have kids that walk off the street that have never been able to do these stunts before. We can usually gauge based on, how fast they pick up things at evaluations or at callbacks, how strong they are, their size. Again, in order to be on a mini team, you've got to be mini age, and mini age is quite young. Kids at this age, as you parents must know, change every 6 months. You look at what Mini X was, you look at what they were like at tryouts, what they're like now, they're like completely different children. But with stunts, the preferred and the bonus stunts are the stunts we're going to be looking to have in the routine. And if they have experience in that, great. And if they don't, again, attend these clinics, try to learn these things so you have a little bit more preparation before you come to evals. The preferred stunting is going to be a half turn to extension. And there'll be a video that shows what this is that's going to be posted pre-evaluations. There's going to be a quarter turn cradle. And if you've been a cheerleader before and you've been a mini, you've probably done a straight right cradle. Even if you're tiny, you've probably done a straight right cradle. So this is going to be adding that quarter turn. And the next one is going to be a lib to lib TikTok at prep. I think Mini 1 did do a TikTok with a post, so they do know the grips and how to do it. Now they're gonna have to do it without a post, all right, to make it level 2 style. Bonus stunting would be an invert to a prep level lib. There's lots of different ways that you can do this, and the athletes will get the opportunity to try at some of the clinics that we're gonna offer, some of the open stunts and all that, but those are the things that we're gonna be looking for stunting. Jump in performance, as I've talked about in all the other videos, we are gonna be looking at, again, these are minis, a toe touch with correct arm placement and timing and landings. Minis, sometimes you can see them jump like hyperextended crazy, but their knees are all bent and their arms are all wild and they don't actually know how to do like the prep of a preferred jump. So what we're going to be looking for is that they know how to do the toe touch correctly. They have strong arm placement. They're able to do their landing and their timing. They know numbers. Funny, but this age, sometimes it's just getting them to jump at the right count is important. So we're going to be looking at athletes that, one, are veterans and know how to do this because they've been doing it for 6 years, or if they're new, they pick it up like that. If they don't pick it up like that, again, we have other opportunities for kids this age, mini prep, mini 1, all that, but we want kids that it comes pretty quickly. The bonus for jumps is going to be the level toe touch with correct arm placement, timing, and landings. We do have some kids that can do that, not everybody, but we do have some kids that can. So that is basically a level toe touch that looks like a junior or senior kid did it. As far as performance, must achieve an above 0.8 on both dance and showmanship at evaluations. Now their dance is going to be different than the youth, junior, senior dance. It's going to be a little bit slower for them to be able to pick up, but we are going to be looking at, they learned it correctly, they learned it on the right numbers, they know basic motion placement, they know proper footwork, and they can perform it with confidence. A lot of what makes a mini 2 team successful is their ability to be coached, their ability to listen, their ability to retain information, and to perform what they're being asked to perform. So we're going to be able to get a good idea on that when they perform their dance and their kind of jumps for us at evaluations. That is the general idea of what we're going to be looking for in order to make the Mini X team at this year's 25-26 evaluations, and we can't wait to see everybody there. Thanks, guys.